Okay, Valiant, you're clearly evil, and I'm gonna prove it. Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin? When Mr. Valiant entered the hospital room, the victim had already been shot. As his next testimony will prove, Herr Wright, the real fight is about to begin. Bring it. Oh, I love Phoenix. Very well, the witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what. Clearly, he shot the victim. Obviously, he's sketchy as heck. But I guess you can't, convict him because he's sketchy. I guess. I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10 p.m. And the one in the room at that time, was my partner, not me. Okay, so either he came in early, which is possible. Oh wait, no, 11:10 was when Zach came in, right? Something doesn't add up. Those times are rather close, you have to admit. You're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes. Hold on. Zach's time. Checking. 11:05. Oh, okay, so... Oh, so yeah. Okay, so Valiant must have just come in early, which is possible. And then shot him. To use a 10-minute discrepancy as the basis of your alibi is easy to explain in this situation here, Judge. For example, take our debut hit single, 13 Years, Hard Time for Love. Cue to the song, press the play button, and it will play for 2 minutes 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same. Their debut single was only 2 minutes and 15 seconds long. What a ripoff. Magic is a world of utmost precision. Hocus pocus requires admirable focus. Oh wow, what a rhymer. I mean, he is a rock guy. He makes music, that's my point. And in the time of death, determined by the doctor, there is an incontrovertible truth. Very well, the prosecution warns us that we're dealing with rather precise times, and we can expect the cross-examination to require the same level of precision. I would hope the defense refrains from its customarily broad, sweeping accusations, lest we blur the focus this case so clearly demands. Point taken. Baseless remarks will result in a penalty. Carry on, Mr. Wright. Carry on. Right. Okay, so our normal, basically don't press, for no reason type of thing. I'll take one penalty if I do end up getting penalized. You're walking on a murder, and the first thing you do is shoot the clown? The disciple does what the disciple must. My mentor's request, without reason, had caused for me a surfeit of sorrow. For what would I, Valiant, be now without him? May the soul of Magnifi the Great find greater peace above. This I muttered to myself as I pulled that lonely trigger. In any case, I believe this is nothing more than what we have already learned. I'm still waiting for one of those right moments, Herr Attorney. May I remind you that reading's hard, guys. Baseless remarks will earn penalties. Proceed with that in mind. Yes, Your Honor. What a pain this is turning out to be. Can I press that? Because that's kinda got me curious. I don't think I'm stepping out on a limb to say I have some doubts about this. How could the doctor be so precise with the time? We do usually only get an estimated time of death, true. I'm not sure I've heard of a verified time of death. Magic revels in making the complex appear simple, but reality is the opposite. What appears complex in this case is a simple matter of subtraction. I see another person has done their arithmetic homework. Judge, please. The point here is the IV the victim was taking. It is quite visible in the photograph of the scene. Recall what we heard earlier about the victim Magnifi Grimier's schedule. Every night at 11, Magnifi took an IV drop for 30 minutes. I can see the IV bag right there, yes? Now, look a little closer. Follow the tube down from the bag to the end. Okay. Ah! The needle's been removed. Doubtlessly, it fell out when he was shot. That would seem to be the case. When the needle comes out, the IV no longer drips. Ah! You could just measure the remaining IV liquid. Precisely. The IV liquid functions, for our purposes, as an hourglass of sorts. Oh, interesting. This is how the doctors determined the time of death. From the amount remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes after administration began. Dang, okay. And so it was, when I, Valent, entered that room. 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed. And this is proof. That is, if you actually entered at 11:20. Well, Mr. Wright? Did that seem important? Very important. Well, seeing how it is the biggest clue we have to the time of death, I'd say it's very important. Agreed. It would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. Behold the power of arithmetic. Oh, Judge. Very well. The witness will add this detail to his testimony. Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna press. I don't care if I get penalized for pressing, I'm gonna press. Did you notice the IV yourself, by any chance? When first I entered that room, the stench of gunpowder assailed me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead. And then his left arm did I spy a rose drooping and wilted. Its thorn, the discarded IV needle. Knocked from the vein by the force of the shot, luckily for you. If that IV had not been there, why, you might have been a suspect. He is a suspect. He's the culprit, not just a suspect. Indubitably so. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color. Your lucky color? Indeed, even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self. For it always, without fail, brings me luck. Why, when Zack and Valent won their first Magicians Grand Prix, yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians, I was adorned in this attire then too. And our trophy, a bust. Ah, what a day that was. Oh man, the bust brings me back to the second game, Justice for All. Turnabout Big Top. This is one trip down memory lane no one needs. Yeah, because Turnabout Big Top sucks. My lucky color, yes indeed. And that IV, too. I say, I think 'twas hued especially for me, Valent. That does seem to be the case, indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, any thoughts on this testimony? Valent sure looks happy with himself. Okay, how about this lucky color testimony? What did he say? Should I just say there's a contradiction? I mean, why not? There's a contradiction, even though I have no idea what I'm talking about. It certainly sounds like your lucky colors brought you plenty of luck, but not this time. Mr. Valent, your lucky colors betrayed you. I'm afraid you've lost me. Your Honor, the witness's testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence. What? Please recall my warning at the beginning of this cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Baseless accusations will be duly penalized. I do hope this latest accusation is well-based. Don't worry, I've got all your bases right here. Very well, let's hear the defense's claim. Where is the evidence that contradicts what Mr. Valent has told us? No idea. Except for maybe this. It can't be this. Or maybe it is. I mean, worst case, we get penalized and we have to go back to the testimony. Let's try it. Pity. That didn't do it for me, as the kids are fond of saying nowadays. Perhaps you can explain it in such a way that it would. Well, I don't know whether it's the sort of evidence to do it for anyone, but... Oh boy. Do yourself a favor and stop flailing around for excuses. Before you do yourself in. And do try to straighten your spine. All that bending over is bad for your posture. Dang. I've got something that should make you sit up straight. There we go. Oh boy. Darn, I was so close in that one. Now that we're all upstanding citizens again, back to the testimony. That is the most magical thing of all. Is the truth. I do like getting the penalty dialogue, so... It's fine. Okay. Again, there's a contradiction. And I do remember where to go this time. Well, I think. It certainly sounds like... Oh wait, no, we did this already. Because my gut was telling me to present the crime scene photo as my second choice. Well, technically my first choice. Because like I said, it is too early for that diary entry. So let's try crime scene photo. The crime scene tells all, Your Honor. The photo of the crime scene. All this talk of color has me yearning for black and white, clear-cut simplicity. Tell us, Hair Right, just where is the contradiction in this photo? My pleasure, and I assure you it's quite simple. It's quite based. But I can't promise anything in black and white. Alright, let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What in this photo contradicts the witness's testimony? I love how the flashback brought back all the old music. It's beautiful. Alright. Because it came back to me when I thought about the crime scene photo. Because I was also looking at the syringe, right? When I was looking through the evidence earlier. It says has been washed. So that leads me to believe it was used. Valiant Gramier, let's get one thing straight about your lucky color. It's yellow, yes? Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes. Dude, it's freaking obvious. Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright? Yes, there is. Decisively wrong, in fact. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene. Oh, what's this? Confusion, doubt? Tell us what do your elderly eyes spy? Rude. Even my elderly eyes can see a problem here, Mr. Valiant. Look at that IV bag. The heck? Oh, what is this? What foul magic? It would be hard to call the IV liquid yellow, and I'm afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph. No! Oh, I didn't even think about that it's not yellow as well. Is that what he said? That completely went over my head. I was thinking ahead about like, he must have manipulated the IV. Order! What does this mean? Objection! This is some kind of mistake. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Your witness's mistake. Ooh. The greener they are, the harder they fall. I suppose there's no substitute for experience. Oh, come on, Phoenix. Valiant Gramier, as you reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the IV is clearly not. Well? This contradiction can mean only one thing. You're a liar, dang it. Objection! Oh boy. And to think, you almost had me. I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. Oh, look at that, the name drop. Something you'd like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin? As far as this court can tell, the witness's testimony does contradict the evidence. Yes, a contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright. How do you mean? How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree at a glance. The IV liquid does appear a sort of greenish yellow, but I assure you the liquid itself is quite yellow. Yellow liquid? How can you say that? As far as I can tell from this photo, it's green. Oh, now it's come back to me. That's why we present a syringe. And that's why I thought he had taken from the bag, because how else would he know that it's yellow when it's in the bag? As far as I can tell from this photo, it's green. Yes, but what color is the IV bag itself? The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook? It looks like I want to say light blue? Precisely. Figured it out yet? Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and you get green. This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color. I see. Your explanation does have the ring of truth to it. Objection. How would Valent know that? There we go. As I thought, there's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin. What? You may tell a good tale, but you've just proven something rather grave, for you, that is. There we go. Grave. The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes. But how did this witness know that? Oh ho. It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Okay, come on. Ah, Herc. Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow? Yes, you've been cornered. OMG. Order. Mr. Wright, you will explain this at once. The witness clearly knew the color of the IV liquid, so I'm sure it means something, but what? I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. Witness, Valent Gramier, has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because it looked yellow, he'd seen it before, he knew the IV liquid's color. He knew the color, right? If he'd seen it before, it's kind of weird. From the facts before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he'd seen it before, and not inside the blue bag we see in the photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colorless bag. I suppose he would have had to, but I'm still not clear as to what all this means. Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at a hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor. Objection! Afraid I find nothing, so what if he knew the IV liquid's color? Leave the getting excited over absolutely nothing to our teeny bopper fans, Jacques. The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of death. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin. I remember it well. However, there is a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag. Oh, wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but an IV bag uses liquid. I'm right, right? No, he stopped the music. No. As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honor, no. Unlike the sands through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body. At which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in. Objection! Let me get this straight, Herr Wright. You're saying the witness watered down the victim's IV bag? Not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow. Now wait, I said wait! How might an amateur such as myself essay to perform such a task? Objection! I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup. Objection! I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between a cup and an IV bag, quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat? He has a point, amateurs. I at least would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into that bag. You don't need to be an expert to see the look on the witness's face. He added liquid to that IV to throw off the time of death. Quite smart of him to think of that, I'll be honest. I tire of these fairy tales lacking evidence. Well, Mr. Ray, any solid evidence to bring us back down to earth? Valiant Gramier, I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in a life of crime. Might I ask what you're strongly suggesting? Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Or our witness was certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was le syringe. Le petite syringe, the small syringe. The victim's syringe. It's the perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick, and easy enough for an amateur to use.
Objection!
Well, what kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid in it.
Objection!
And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin? What? The victim had the syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Oh. Well, Valiant Gramier, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock. One that you could manipulate at will. Alakazam! Gosh. That's one way to make yourself a new catchphrase, just manipulate it to your advantage. I do believe, well, with this being his first, that the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm afraid that, while there is doubt as to the amount of IV liquid in that bag, the time of death cannot be proven. And that brings our trial to a close for today. Well, maybe I can squeeze an extra day out of this. I can do a little much-needed investigation work. Wait for it. I see there... There you are. Why is he surprised, at Prosecutor Gavin objecting? He's like on his side. He should be like happy that he's gonna save him. Maybe he's still distressed from Phoenix. Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. Hey, a word to the wise. Underestimate the young and they'll sweep your feet out from under you. In a way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking. What's he talking about? You say the witness used a syringe to manipulate the level of the IV liquid. But there is no proof. There is no proof he didn't do it either. Yes, quite true. He's admitting it. Nor was this witness quite as decisive as I'd hoped. This, I admit, after all, why linger in the past when the future holds so much? You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin? Proof, Herr Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less. What's this? This is the victim, Magnifique Gramier's diary. Diary? After going into the hospital, Magnifique began writing his memoirs, it seems. The story of his birth, his startling debut, and of meeting his disciples. It seems he intended for the last chapter to end, quite appropriately, with his death. That's so dramatic. Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request? Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently, the victim wrote in his journal that night, even after the IV had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we? This does appear to have been written just before his death. Oh, I should have read that before pressing the A button. The court accepts this into evidence. I'll read it right now. But doesn't that look familiar? Oh boy. Let's see here. Do I have to actually... Oh, I zoom in again? There we go. Can we open this, please? I would like to read it. This is the last page. The diary ends here. What does it say? Tonight's IV is in, maybe to last. I leave the rest to them. The first should come soon. This journal may end here or it may go on, but not long. Oh, I can't read because of Phoenix. Alright, hold on. Can I? Oh, yes, there we go. That depends on his hand. All that is left to mine is to lay down this pen. Alright. Huh? What's this? It looks like a page was ripped out. Wow, now, isn't that interesting? Oh boy. I don't want to finish this because to finish this means to present this, which now we know was forged by Vera. This is done really well for like a child. She was like 12 when she did this. It's crazy. Read the very last part with particular care. This journal may end here or it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. Of course, by his, he refers to our defendant, Zach Ramier. That would make sense, yes. He was the first scheduled visitor, after all. But look at what he said before that. This journal may end here or it may go on. It may go on. Magnifique Ramier intended to write again. That is, if Zach Ramier didn't pull the trigger. I see the defense understands the meaning of this. The victim's diary does not go on, it ends. Because Magnifique's life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zach Ramier. Not true, but I hate that we have to present forged evidence to prove that it's not true. Order. Prosecutor Gavin. Are you certain that Magnifique Ramier wrote this? There is no mistaking his handwriting. Well, this does seem to be significant. According to this, Magnifique did intend to continue his diary. Yet if his diary ended here, which plainly it did... No, there's a ripped page, but obviously we can't prove that there was anything written on the page that was ripped out. Then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Ramier. I mean, like, not forged. There's no not forged way to prove that he had written something else. Obviously, Valent ripped the real page out. Well, how do you like me now, hair, right? Still too green for your taste, I gotta admit, he's actually pretty skilled for this being his first case. Man, Clavier is too cool for school. He's right about the diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe that he'd overlook such an obvious problem with his precious evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, the witness's testimony we heard was lacking, but put together with this evidence, it seems quite sufficient for a case. If the diary is accepted like this, the trial's over. Maybe it's time for me to show them something. Dang it, I don't wanna show evidence. I hate this part. Every time I hate this part. Even not remembering for a while, and I still hate not remembering the plot for a while from not playing them for a while and then coming back, and I still hate it. I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence. What? You have some evidence that overturns this diary? It's not too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment. Does he... Oh, if I remember right, he knows about the forgery, if I remember right. Very well, please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright. Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary I've just shown the court. Now that we've come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive. Show us evidence that proves the victim continued writing his diary. Alright, I'd be happy to. The decisive evidence proving that the diary didn't end with this page is... I don't wanna... Here we go. First, take a close look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out. What's this? I hadn't noticed that at all. That's why we're still here talking about this. Oh boy. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. Alec, I don't believe it because I ripped out the actual page and I have it in my pocket or in the trash or wherever I put it. Looking at this page, It's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnifique Gramier. That's the defense's position. But wait, let me see that. What, in Sam Hill? Oh boy. Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary. Not really. If you're wondering why Clavier is so, unbothered, I'm guessing, if I remember right, he already knows that it's forged. Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains of the last page in Magnifique's diary. Quite remarkable. Would you care to explain what all this means, Herr Attorney? The diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Ramier left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. See, I kinda hate this, cause after all Phoenix has been through, he really wouldn't just present evidence he received at random from a little girl, even if it was the daughter of his client. Although he is the type to believe people and to trust people, so maybe, but this is still annoying. Ah. Oh man. Valent Gramier. No. No! Love the doves. That was doves, right? The handwriting too matches that on the other pages. This is, without a doubt, the genuine article. It's not, but it is impressive that Vera was able to make it so similar. Order, order, order! But wait, that's impossible, because I ripped out the real page myself. It shouldn't be there. That old man couldn't have written that. Objection! I took it out myself. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Hairwright? I knew it. I knew it. Help. Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Herr Judge? Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. Oh no, a new witness? Who is it? But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses. I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor. Well, if you put it that way. Mr. Wright, what's your take on this? Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway, so might as well be sooner. Who is it again? Though this is highly, highly irregular, we will put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring this surprise witness to the courtroom. What does he bring in? I had a bad feeling just then. That ripped-out page was too obvious. He must have known. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. See, that's what I'm saying. He, didn't seem like the type to fall for it, but then again as well, he did trust his client, and obviously his client's daughter, you know, who else will you trust? Holding trial with no audience is a first, even for me, Prosecutor Gavin. I beg the court's understanding, but I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony. A judiciary deal? The details of his testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it best to contain the information to this room. Very well. And you are the witness, I gather? So we did meet, Phoenix did meet Drew the past before he died. Yes, sir. State your name and occupation for the record. My name is Drew Misham. I'm a painter. A painter, and you are somehow related to this case? No, well, not per se. I have one simple question for this witness. Mr. Misham, was it? Do you know what this is? Oh, yeah, I know it well. How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before? Oh yeah, I mean, I made it. You... what? You made it? Yes, you might call it one of my works. The prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Ramier. Illegal evidence? I initiated an investigation and found this witness. Wait. I remember his tip-off. His tip-off was Christoph, if I remember right. Oh, that's right. A painter to the world at large, Drew Misham has another side, you might say. He is skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words. Forgeries? Well, so we are to understand that this page here is a fake, prepared by a certain defense attorney. No. Hold it! I didn't prepare this evidence. Ah, the attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume, but what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix, right? Witness, Mr. Misham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client? That... I don't know. What? Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want and receive my payment. That's the extent of my contact with them. But... there's no proof this is a fake. It's a fake. Huh? To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt, this is mine. Oh boy. But like really, he didn't actually prepare it. It sucks to be caught in something like this when everything is clearly pointing to you and there's nothing you can do. Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence to this court, my court. Okay, but like... I was gonna say, can the judge not have some kind of like doubt of Phoenix's guilt? Phoenix has been an attorney at this point, like, I don't even know. Is this still when he was like 26 or whatever? So it would have been at least like 4 or 5 years at this point that he's been a lawyer. Like, clearly the judge would be like, there's no way, right? He knows his character. But at the same time, people change, things happen, you never know. I hate this. It was careless of me. That's all I can say. Oh, old boy. Here. I hate that it's Trucy, too, that is giving it to him. That gave it to him. And she doesn't even remember. That's so funny. What's this? I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important. It was all a trap, a fatal trap. Mr. Wright? Yes. Do you have an explanation for yourself? If I did, would the court hear it? Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime, and presenting in court a serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney. Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of defendant relies on forged evidence? The answer is quite clear. A guilty one. I hate this. Objection! Your Honor, wait. I understand that presenting forged evidence in court is a serious crime. But you cannot hold my client responsible for actions I undertook as an individual. I am sorry, Mr. Wright. Your Honor. Another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted it to, Ja. I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself. It wasn't him. I see no need for further discussion on this matter. Special witness dismissed. The fact that he had to live with this for 7 years, oh my god. Mr. Attorney? Yes? Could I ask your name? Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, I have seen and studied many people, but none like you. I'll remember you, Mr. Wright. Huh. Okay. Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, this trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must... Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Zack? There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. It is impossible. I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I must certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you. Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict when your defendant does not exist? Doesn't exist? What are you talking about? I am talking about this. And there he goes. Oh, I remember that. Mr. Enigmar! The defendant's escaped. Find him. Quick! Bailiff, close all exits from the building. On the double, he must not be allowed to escape. Bye-bye, Zack. That day, in that courtroom, a miracle occurred. The defendant, Shady Enigmar, aka Zack Gramier, did not just escape from court. He literally, unbelievably, vanished. Right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again, not since that day. This is the Gramier miracle, ah ha 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 ha. No verdict was declared. After all, the defendant didn't exist. That's how it happened. The trial of magician Zack Gramier vanished along with him for all eternity. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however, but not until 7 years later. Yep. I mean, if he was able to hold out for like 10 years, he would have came back with a clean slate, unless that's not how it works for, whatchamacallit, for murder trials. I don't know. I do know that you get like a 10-year reset for your criminal record. Every 10 years, your slate is wiped. That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. At least I think so. I could be wrong. If I might be remembering it wrong. This I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work their magic on the present. But you'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnifique Gramier's disciples pulled that trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant, Zack Gramier, go? What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? We all know it's Trucy Wright. She was adopted by the ace attorney Phoenix Wright. I love this, it's so cool. The Mason system. Oh, that's right! We get to go through everything through the system. That's so cool. I remember this. Oh my gosh. It looks even more like whatchamacallit, clean than it did in the original. The past left us these 4 keys to unlocking the truth. But that's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. And when all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. Haha, wink wink, nudge nudge. I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended, half finished, when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. Yeah, the Cyclops, they return. My Magatama. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Use Eleanor to jump between the past and present. But let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play. He is trying so hard to be sneaky. It's so funny. I mean, after what he's been through, it's fair. It's completely fair. Oh boy. The nightmare trial was over, and the new nightmare of figuring out what had happened had only just begun. I wanted to wake up, to walk away. But I figured I'm the only one who could do this, probably. And besides, I had plenty of time. Thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision, it's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. That freaking sucks, man. So, like, did he start wearing his, like, hobo hoodie from then, or is it a now fashion choice? I just want to know, did he, like, go through all this with his suit, or, you know, what was his fashion choice 7 years ago? What strange sight doth mine eyes behold? Excuse me? Two men on either side of a single transparent pane, yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines. You're not innocent, though. There's been no proof that I forged anything, nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano and a cold little hole in the wall? Really? He started, like, as soon as he lost his badge? That's crazy. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Magnifique Gramier, for one. Who pulled that trigger, Valant or his partner, Zack? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm going to get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. I do wish he had told Phoenix a little bit more before he just up and disappeared. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear, and he never even touched it. Glorious spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows, yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revealing what? Zack Gramier killed Magnifique. It's as good as a signed confession. That's certainly been public opinion's take on it. I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valant. And also, yes? Now that my partner has disappeared, Magnifique's repertoire is mine. Valant Gramier has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no. And you can't pay for that kind of publicity. See, he just admitted to his motive for being the killer. Got him. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnifique's instructions as your partner. So I was, but only Zack Gramier followed them. Let us not speak any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnifique had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you do not know. Know what? The great magician never reveals his secrets. There it is. Cyclops! Oh dang, 4 of them. Okay, well it makes sense. I didn't think it would be that easy. I think he said it as like, I didn't think it would be that easy. Or Yeah. The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. A Magatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case. Case 2 of Justice for All from Maya Fey. You can show me the locks on people's hearts, and if I can unlock their hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. The Magatama starts it all, and the Magatama ends it. We need, evidence first, though. We don't got enough. I mean, we probably got enough to get to, like, the end, but, like, we need that decisive, thing for the end. Alright then, we're leaving. I have to think, though. I think we have to wait, right? Yeah, it's not unlocked yet, so we go to the next one in the past, and then see what happens. Alright. Didn't think I'd be back here for a while. I didn't want to have to remember that day. Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, this trial is over. Blah blah blah, we literally just did this. There's one thing I wish to make clear. I find it crazy that he was able to set up whatever trick he set up in the courtroom without anybody noticing. I'm sure Trucy helped him, it's just crazy. I'm telling you, the bailiffs in their courtrooms suck. They literally have the worst safety senses. When I came here on that fateful morning, I still had my badge. But now, like an amputated limb, I can still feel it itching. Dang, it used to itch him when he wore it. I guess it makes sense. It was like a pin that was like on his chest. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. Hey, you there, sir! Oh my gosh, Meekins! Meekins was here, I forgot about this. Down on the hands! Floor on your head! Now, now, now! What's the big idea? My ears! No unauthorized personnel aren't allowed in here. What? Poor guy, but that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. Zoink! Oh, I love Meekins. I just say it like it is, sir, and it's usually wrong. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. We've met before, haven't we? On a case. 2 years ago? No recollection of that, sir. Huh? For me, working on a case is always in the present progressive tense, sir. There is no past, there is only now, sir. Okay, you're the bailiff, right? Yes, sir. Court bailiff Mike Meekins at your service, sir. He's referring to Rise from the Ashes, right? That's where we first meet Meekins. I believe. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. In the evidence locker room. He's... Yeah, okay. I remember. I've asked to meet with the bailiff at this court who let the magician escape. Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir. But you were a regular police officer once, right? Oh boy. Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir. Something tells me it's a long story. Let's not go there. So you were in charge of security at the time of the vanishing? I'm dying over here! Oh, it's a hard knock life, sir. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. Yes, we heard that the first time. Guess I wasn't the only victim. Oh boy. Don't worry, Phoenix, he's always the victim. The last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Sir, I wish I didn't have to tell you this, but last year, tragedy struck a rising star at the precinct. I lost my case files 4 times in 3 days. They fired me. That takes real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing. So here I am, sir. Forced to start from square one, a lowly bailiff. But your uniform. I took it with me as a souvenir the day I was fired. That can't be legal. So, you were the one who let the magician get away that day? I'm dying over here! A star rises among the court bailiffs, full of hope. Then, tragedy strikes. Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zach Ramier's disappearance? Oh, the humanity! That's enough of that. Poor Phoenix. His ears must be ringing. How, like, close is he to... He's, like, using that... Is he even using that, like, a foot away? His ears must be ringing. Dang. Why, yes, I'd say it was around 2 p.m. when I heard a commotion in court. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door slams open. Slam! And some guy's face is right there in front of me. Face! So you saw someone suspicious coming your way? Yes, and I, being a bailiff of little standing, I gave chase. I chased that silk hat all the way down the hall, sir. Oh, they use, Mr. Hat. I remember now. Oh my gosh, okay. I won't reveal it all, but, like, I remember. I have a diagram of the court building here. Aha! There's courtroom number 7. That's where I was, sir. All by myself. Nary a friend to call my own. Okay. And which way did Zach Ramier run after bursting through the courtroom door? He went up like this, and around a corner like that. So I, with no delay, ran after him with no delay. When I turned the corner, I saw that magic man run into the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran. Following him, I threw myself boldly into the room. Why, I remember it like it was right here, because it was lobby number 2, sir. You ran into this room? I don't see any place to hide in here. Believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician, gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even any smoke, he was just gone. That's impossible. Yes, that word. Oh, how many times I have said that word. Even the sound of it causes me indescribable pain. I'm dying over here. Oh my god. Okay, I won't say it again, promise. But you have to admit, it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby? I searched. Why the pause? There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing was here, sir. How can you talk so loud and still be hiding something? Oh man. So Zach was in this room when he vanished. Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eyes. Eyes! That red silk hat, that flowing cape. He ran right in here, right inside this room. Silk hat, cape. That's Zach, alright. But sir, look at the room. There's not a single place to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do but... Nothing, sir! What about now? Have any ideas? Sir! Ideas about what exactly, sir, if you don't mind me asking? You've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any idea what trick you might have used to disappear like that? Oh, Meekins. There we go, another secret to unlock. Cyclocks, I should have known. Okay, so we can't do this yet either. Right? Yeah, we still only have like all the trial evidence. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt to go do the others and come back anyway, it's fine. The more we have, the more we can like, unlock all at once. Alright, back to the Write & Co. law offices, before it was turned into the Write Anything agency. Oh, morning, Daddy. I'm so glad you came. You okay, Daddy? They picking on you? I am fine, as always. This old boy is here to help me, after all. That's young man to you. Good morning, that's a cute outfit you have on. Thanks, my first show's today, after all. 'Cause she helped him escape. 2 weeks had passed since then. I called her into my office. Aw, sad Trucy. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. Aw. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. You need to start thinking about your future. Oh, I did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while. Just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long. I hope. 7 years, but you know. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you'd like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird. Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you. Huh? Really? So, if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family? Huh? I guess so. Getting weirder. Mr. Attorney? Or actually, why don't you call me Nick? Or you can call me Daddy if you'd like. It doesn't have to be today or anything. Okay, say Daddy. I love her. That was quick, yes? If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? And I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year. So, thanks, Daddy. Oh, in this office, it's a little blah. A little color goes a long way, you know? Hey, this is Phoenix. Well, yes, but it's also Mia's office. Oh, and Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this. Trucy, how old are you? Oh, I'm 8. But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine, Daddy. Thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? Because she is, that's just Trucy. So Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right? You could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me, for Daddy. Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that. Other daddy is just crazy. Oh man. Actually, that's pretty accurate. So here's my idea. We'll make a new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way. Aw. Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know much about anything other than law. Or even much about law if you were to ask some people. Oh, that's good. Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should run an agency instead. You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent? You got me, don't ya? I'm a professional. A professional? Yep. After all, I am directly descended from the famous Zack Ramier. Directly descended. He's your father. Oh, and now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright, too. I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. Aww. I love Trucy. I really do. Could you tell me a bit more about your daddy, or Zack Ramier? Daddy? Sure thing, Daddy. Oh my god. Which daddy was that again? That's so sweet. Daddy's so amazing. The biggest star of Troupe Gramier, and they're big. The Gramiers, they were on television a lot. I haven't seen them on much recently, come to think of it. Big magic happens when you put Zack and Valiant Gramier together, you know? Once they made a giant waterfall right there on the stage. And this giant trout swam up the giant waterfall. Let me guess, there was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top. I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic. Heck, I shouldn't have brought it up so soon. I wonder what'll happen to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone. Mommy? Yeah, what about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Trucy's mother. But I have my magic, and a great daddy even if he is unemployed. You know, I think things are going to be okay. I wonder if she'll talk to me about her mother. Ooh, if I remember right, I think I do know who her mother is. So, Trucy, you're a professional? Yes, it's like that thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs. They say that. I always thought it was funny, though. What was? Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid. Right, so in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy. That's right. Well, wanna see a trick? You're going to do a magic trick? Sure, let's see it. Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it after all. That's the spirit. Ready? Here it goes. Ta-da! There it is, Mr. Hat. Hey folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seen. Yug! Whoa, that was startling. The amazing Mr. Hat, isn't he great? Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat at your service. He certainly makes an impression. Doesn't he? Haha. Haha. I'm so glad you like him, Daddy. Though my routines do get a bit heady at times. Ha, get it? Oh, heady. Heady! My friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat nearly gave me a heart attack. Oh man. Mr. Hat, friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat. Could you tell me about your mommy, if it's okay? Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage. On stage? You mean with your daddy? Yep. She was always there with Zack and Balance, smiling. But then she went away. Went away? It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back. Oh my god. Maybe so. I cried then, a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this. Here. Doesn't she look familiar, guys? This is your mother? She's beautiful. Her name's Thalassa Gramier. Poor girl. I didn't know her mommy had gone missing. And now her daddy's vanished too, right before her eyes. Hey, Daddy, you won't... Don't worry. I won't vanish, I promise. Right, you can't even do magic. You're like a backup plan. Daddy always said to have a backup plan. Oh my god. I guess all I rate as is a backup plan. Don't worry, Phoenix, you're a great backup plan. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that. It's okay. After all, we're family. I love her. I just hope you're ready. The Right Talent Agency opens tomorrow. What? But are we representing anyone? Me and you? That makes two, Daddy. I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent. Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at. Well, when you put it that way. You mean you don't have any tricks? No old standbys? This will not do. A boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket. Okay, I'll think of something. Oh man. That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy. It's literally like a mini Maya, I love it. Welcome to the team, Daddy-o. The team. Right. It's literally like I'm staring at a younger Maya, it's so funny. A mini Maya. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was a pretty dark time in my life. But Trucy, happy, smiling Trucy, she was my light. Aww. I love them. What a happy family. Alright guys, I think that's a good place to stop for today. I like that, it's a very cute ending. Alright, so next time you will have to... Well, I think actually we'll try to unlock... I think we can do this Cyclock. Or maybe I'll just do True Studio and then try to do all the Cyclocks at once or something. I don't know, we'll see. But that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one where we finish up our investigation between the present and the past, and then ultimately head into the final trial. Alright guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. See you later.